Good afternoon guys, Adam here at Board at Home, and in today's Jump In Let's Play we are taking a look at the liberation of Rietburg. So this is a game set in the world of Andor, which you may be familiar with via the Legends of Andor series of games. So like that, it's very much a narrative based game, so you're working your way through a story somewhat dictated by the narrator cards up here in an effort to liberate the castle of Rietburg before you can continue on with your quests. So, we'll go through the setup here first. So, first thing that we had to do was take these task cards, which we've put around the edge here, one on each location face down. These task cards look like this. So they will have an item, or they'll have a monster or something. Then you need to fulfill that objective. So some of them must have, like here for example, asking you to have 3 friends. This one asking you to remove any 10 creatures from your trophy gallery. And you're able to complete these once you've cleared that location of encounter cards. So once we've done that, we take the encounter cards, the aforementioned encounter cards there, which are these ones. We place one face down at each location. They will look like these. So here we have items, we have monsters, and then we have all various types. And they all do something at the end, so they'll give you something. Here you get a will point or a quiver. Here you get a friend card. So there's quite a lot of different things in that deck. So once we put the ones face down, we then take 4 of the narrator cards, and then we follow the instructions on here. So I'll just bring this up so you can see that there. Okay, and then basically we've used that to follow these. In the rule book, it does state that if it's your first game, ignore the red ones. So that's what we've done, because this is likely to be your first game. So we've ignored the bottom half of this and the bottom half of this one and set up with the rest accordingly. And those go off to one side. Out of our shuffle deck of narrator cards, so this is what we got left over, we took 10 of them and put them up here. That's going to form our narrator deck for this game. Next, we have our friend cards. So these are allies that we can gain throughout the game. As you saw on one of the cards there, it will allow you to gain these friends, which will provide you extra actions that you can play on your turn. Above here we have quivers, which is used by one of the heroes, and we have will points, which is used by the other heroes as well. Quivers will have a value on the back of them that can be used in place of the strength. So we look at this one here, for example, where it has a question mark, and it will be whatever value is on that quiver that you decide to choose. And then on this one here, he has a normal strength, so his always has numbers on it, but he can use willpower points that he gains throughout the game to move up his strength to take on encounter cards. Finally, we've got our hero starting in the first location of the game, that's number 6 down here. So the idea is that we're going to use these actions, and we have to choose one of the 3 off each card to move around, pick up items, defeat encounters, and get to our task cards in a bid to complete them before the narrator deck runs out. So here it will give you an explanation of the different things that you're going to see on the cards. If I just turn that over so you can see that side too. So if you just want to pause it to look at these. So we will start with this hero first. So what can we do? So there's a few things we can do. So maybe we will use this one first to move over one. So we use this here, the boot with a number on it. We also get a quiver with this one, so we get to pick up 1 quiver. So that's our first action for this game. So this moves over. We grab ourselves a quiver. What have we got? A 4. So not great, but it's a start. And then we've got our other 2 actions here. So we can't defeat this at the moment because it's a strength of 5. So what we could do is we could either decide to move again, we could gain a quiver and turn over a face down card, we could turn over 2 face down cards, we could move and turn over a face down card. There's a couple of options within these actions that allow us to get a quiver. So I think what I might do is use this one to turn over a face down card and gain a quiver. So if we turn this one over, so now he doesn't have to spend an action to turn that over. We gain a quiver as well. So let's take this one. There we go, we got a 7. So with our last action, because we've got this war drac there, we could use this to attack it, defeat it, gain its ability, and then we get a quiver anyway. So let's do that. So we'll use that action. This goes off to one side. So that is out of the game for now. We still have our other quiver that we don't need to use. And then we can defeat this. Once it's defeated, it goes up into its own pile. There's going to be 3 piles. Normal creatures, Fluggors, which is one of the quests that you may need to complete, and creatures and items that have a gold coin in the corner, such as this one up here. So for now, he goes up there. We take a look at the victorious battle condition. So we may remove 1 top face down encounter card without looking at it. Let's remove this one. We've only got 1 of them left, which means that as a free action, because you get free actions in the games as well that will allow you to pick up items or to complete these. So this one here is effectively a boss monster, Shron, the Son of Hark. You must defeat him. His strength equals the number of creatures in your trophy gallery. So at the moment, for our next go, we can easily defeat him because we've only got 1 creature in our gallery. So that's us done. So next up is our other player. So he's going to go through and look at his cards here. Sorry, before we do that, I do apologise. We want to revitalise our hands so that we can actually use these cards again. So we're going to turn over this card and we're going to follow the actions on here. Now, as I said at the start, if you're playing this for the first time, it recommends to ignore this part, so we will do that for now. So, tools strewn across the floor, the glowing embers poured out. Wolfram's Forge is now home to a creature that shares nothing in common with your species. And here it's telling us to put a face down card at location 2. So that's being used, so that goes off to one side. So 1 creature card, face down at number 2. So we now get our cards back for our next turn. Now we move on to the other hero. So he's got a few options as well that he can do. So let's gain us some willpower points. So he can take 2 of these. And then that card is used. Here now, because we've got enough with our willpower points to boost up our strength, our battle strength, we're going to use this and 1 of the willpower points, which goes off to one side, to defeat the troll. As his victorious battle condition, we gain a friend card. So let's take the top cards here. Okay, so this allows us to move any 1 hero to a location of our choice. So we could move over to somewhere else, which is quite handy. So that provides us an extra action now on our turn. So we've now got 2 cards left for this hero. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to... Let's have a look, because he's got a condition where we must remove a card with 1 gold symbol from our trophy gallery, which we don't have at the moment. So I think that we're going to use this one here to move any 1 hero to a location of our choice. So let's move him over here, which will then allow us to use this card with a strength of 4. Shron, as you may remember, he has a strength equal to the number of creatures in our trophy gallery. We've only got 2. This is going to defeat him nice and easy. And then we've got 1 willpower point that we gain as well. So we get our willpower point and we defeat Shron, the Son of Hark. So that now goes into our gallery as well as the first of our 4 quests that we need to complete. Again, now that he has been used up, all his cards have been used up, he wants to revitalise, so we turn over the top card here. So we've got at the gatehouse you see a shape, it soon reveals itself. So we're putting a face-up card at location 6. Wasn't that a noise in Wolfram's Forge? You look through the window but you cannot see anything. So we've got another card on location 2. So location 2, the forge, is building up quite a bit. Again, this card being used up, it goes off to one side. We then start again. So we've got this hero that can now use her quiver that she's got here, and then she can reuse her actions again to go round to try and complete the different tasks, overcome the different encounters. So that is an overview of the game. Fairly straightforward once you've got past the setup. I think it's going to be a great one for people of all levels. So if you're looking to get into board game and you love high fantasy, this one is pretty straightforward for you. You've got the narrator cards that give you a bit of story as you go throughout the game. There's a lot of variability to the game as well. There's actually 6 heroes that you can use. So as you get more experience with the game, you can change up your heroes, get heroes that have extra items that they start with. You're only using about half of the narrator deck, so there's a lot of variability in that. And you might not get through all of the encounter cards. And there's a whole host of task cards as well for you to be using as well. So if you have any questions about the game, don't hesitate to get in touch with us in the comments below or via our social media. Call us on 01843 316 281 or pop in store, we'll be happy to help. That's it for today guys, we'll see you in the boardroom.